What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Colum Tyrrell Podcast. We got a special guest today, Daniel Polishchuk.
Hi, how are you?
It's the crowd going nuts.
Okay, that sounded like Springer.
Huh?
Did you get that from Springer?
I don't know. I just Googled fucking crowd reacts to Danny Polishchuk.
Oh!
And then this is the noise that came up.
Ooh!
Yeah. No, it should have been,
No, run!
It's him! It's him! You said he'd never escape!
Just dragging my bum leg after him.
You just knock open the door.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Obviously, Fonzie's sitting here, Alfonsorella.
How we doing?
How you doing?
I'm all right.
We're about to learn about cryptocurrency today.
Yeah, I cashed out early, so I'm feeling...
Did you?
Yeah, you feeling good?
Yeah,
you feeling good?
I cashed out exactly when I was about to lose my break even, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
like...
I invested.
Before you went under?
It like tripled, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" And then it was crashing, and I was like, "All right, I'm not losing."
which is honestly a very good tactic. You don't want to be up a bunch and then
So Danny,
become a loser.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the news right now.
Yeah,
There's a company called FTX.
I've heard of them.
And we want. I was going to talk about them on the podcast today. So you're like a regular now. At this point. This is your third time on the show. That you only heard a couple of weeks ago, barely. Yeah. So this is the first time we've had someone back in. So I wanted to talk about this FTX crash. There's some. So I don't know much about it, but I'll let you know what I know.
Okay.
My guess is it's like some sort of like version of Coinbase. Or
It is.
like
It is a cryptocurrency exchange.
Trading. Yes, and then
it's just an exchange. Yeah.
The money fell out of the company. The ass fell out of the company. There's a girl who's one of the executives of the company. She looks like some little weird nerd, like a nerd from a movie.
She looks like from American Pie with the flute in the pussy.
Yes.
That's that vibe.
She looks like someone made a bet saying that I can turn her into a good-looking chick.
It's the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. And at the end of the movie, she's just like a fucking porn star.
Yeah.
All she had to do was take off her glasses and wash her hair.
Yeah. All she had to do is lose $8 billion.
Yeah.
Dumb bitch.
So I've heard lots of...
fucking kill that bitch.
Yes, this is justifiable misogyny for once, all right?
I would call Sam Bankman-Fried a dumb bitch too. He is.
So she's part of this crew. I'm just picking up random words on Twitter, by the way. She's part of these guys. They're not in the Caymans. They're somewhere in
the Bahamas.
They're in the Bahamas. Yeah. Nice. And they just have orgies all day while losing millions on this company.
Adderall-filled orgies. They're all fucking... Dude, I've been getting so deep into this stuff. It's...
we're going to get to the bottom of it, right? And then also I heard that a lot of their money that was they actually invested... They supported Biden's presidential campaign.
So Sam Bankman-Fried
potentially gave money to Ukraine.
Yes. No, they didn't give money to Ukraine. So Sam Bankman-Fried was... So he was... The reason he was in Bahamas is because they couldn't get regulations.
I don't
know where we want to start.
Let's just start from the very beginning. You obviously invest in your...
I have...
You've made so much more money investing than you ever have a comedy. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Probably, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's probably
What's that, like $1,200?
Yes.
Yeah, but
somewhere in that realm.
But you know how to work the market.
I mean,
an understanding.
I went to school for economics, so I'm like I have a cursory understanding of this stuff.
And you're Jewish.
And I'm Jewish. Shout out to Sam Bankman-Fried, perpetrating maybe one of the biggest frauds in history. One of us.
He's one of us. One of us.
In many ways.
You know what?
In many ways, I hate the Jews, but in many ways, I'm like, just like us. Huh?
Yeah.
We did it again.
I saw that and I go, rats.
He goes, damn it, I'm a goy or whatever. What do you call it? Fucking
goyim? Gentile?
A Gentile, yeah.
No,
you got with the whites.
I got, yeah.
Did you at one point? You should have looked around and just saw you were surrounded by fucking bunch of Irish idiots investing in that. And they went, this is a scam. Yeah, this is a scam.
I mean, I will say, like, I didn't see this coming, but there's a few people who have been kind of calling him out, being like, I thought this was a scam, but generally nobody listens to those people.
Of course.
Because you're like, well, you don't really have any evidence. And then they're like, the guy's name's the fucking Miami Heat Arena. And he's on all the umpires in Major League Baseball is like on their thing. You're like, how is this a scam? You know, like I was saying earlier, like Martin Shkreli, the farmer bro, called into my show last night. Friend of and he was like, a buddy of his had over $100 million in FTX.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, everyone gets got eventually, no matter how rich you are. Whatever. It was like the Bernie Madoff stuff.
Well, the thing is like the Bernie Madoff thing was like a Ponzi scheme, but it was perpetrated over 30 years.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and like he only started this thing 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it supernova. Like it went so big, it became the second out of nowhere. It became the second biggest cryptocurrency exchange in the world.
Yeah.
And then they were all just like hopped up on Adderall and stimulants. And I was reading this thing before I came here about this guy because there's a photo of Sam Bankman-Fried at his desk, and he was using these Adderall patches, which I've never even heard of.
Can we get a photo of this guy?
ADHD patch. It's like a nicotine patch.
It's like a nicotine, but they're like these that's called MSAM, EMSAM, or something like that.
Just feeding meth straight to his bloodstream.
Yeah, but so no, type MSAM, EMSAM. You'll see someone like found a photo. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, see MSAM on the right.
With the
Autism Capital. This guy has been covering this thing.
Autism Capitalist.
Yeah, he's been honestly. No, this guy has been covering this incredibly well.
I thought that was like slang. You said
no. That's his Twitter account. Is Autism Capital.
Okay.
Yeah, but so they were just like, and they say apparently one of the side effects is like
he was 28 years old.
I think he's 30 now. But one of the side effects is like
looks like Ben Askren.
It kind of does look like
Funky Ben.
I'd love to see the two of them in a fucking.
I'll show you. Oh, dude, because Ben Askren's a big crypto guy too.
Yeah, well then he'll be doing everybody a favor.
Yeah.
So what's one of the side effects?
Is like gambling, like compulsive gambling, and risk taking, and hypersexualization. Like you're like
makes you Italian.
You literally just can't stop fucking and gambling,
dude.
On these patches.
It just makes you Italian.
Yeah, I think Fonzie's on these. Is he?
I came out the womb on it. They hit a patch on my forehead. Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock.
Just ripping fucking butts. Just ripping butts all that. So obviously, this popped up. You were just looking for a place to invest in crypto, right?
Well, what happened is you
had this, you had Coinbase,
I had these,
you had maybe
there's a lot.
Robinhood.
But so the reason I even got involved in fucking FTX is because I had all these friends who, when Dogecoin was going crazy, like a year and a half ago, I had a bunch of friends and they're like, we need to short Dogecoin. We need to bet against it because they're like, this thing is going to fall apart, right? And so you can't bet against it if you're an American, but I'm not. I'm Canadian. And so we were like, hey, we were like looking. And then I don't even know if I found it or someone was like, hey, there's this thing you can do. It's called FTX. You can short it there. Like shorting is betting against it.
Yeah.
Right? But they're like, I need to open an account because I'm Canadian and I needed to open one in Canada. So like, they're like, can you just open it for us?
Yeah.
So I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then we did it. And then we lost a bunch of money. And then
because it didn't.
Was this before it took off a little bit?
It was. Well, what happened is we didn't quite understand how the leverage in it all worked, and so we I think like a bunch of us pooled in like $5,000. But what happens is, so this site used to allow you to basically put in $5,000, or like they gave you 20 to 1 leverage, so like you could literally buy 20 times the amount. But what happens is then if you're levered up like that, if the price drops 5%, you lose all your money, right? Because because it's 20 to 1 leverage. So we like put it on I remember we like shorted it and then like literally it was gone in an hour. And we go, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, okay.
It honestly was that. We go, oh, this should have been my first red flag because these were like finance professionals. I'm just like a hobbyist. And they were like, I'm like, you guys didn't know that? What the fuck?
It is funny. I'm on a small scale where you're just like gambling or whatever. You go, fuck it, let's out. Like,
we're all in.
Well, it was like a bunch of us. Like we pooled our money, but still, it was like, we were like, what the fuck? So that, and then so I got involved and then I was like, you know what? I just like put some money in FTX and then I'd been using it and I did pretty well. But then this happened, where my accounts got all zeroed out.
So what happened? Just one day they just went, sorry, it's no
literally
money.
last week. So I don't know if the whole story is really crazy. So what'd you say?
I'm just laughing at you.
Oh, yeah. It's insane. I'm like, dude, honestly, I'm just like, it's fucking Monopoly money.
Just one day opening it up and it's like 0. You go, oh, well, all right.
Oh, my God.
That's literally what happened. No. So last week, dude, so there's this thing called CoinDesk. And I haven't even been, here's the crazy thing, okay? I haven't even been involved in cryptocurrency this entire year.
You've just been doing regular.
I haven't been doing really anything, to be honest, because I was like, my money in FTX was just sitting in cash. Like, it's not like I got burned on a crypto trade.
Like you just had
it was just USD, sitting in US dollars, but I was like, I had no reason to believe that I needed to take it out.
Fuck.
Wow.
Oh, right? But I wasn't like, worse. I got burned on a fucking like Ethereum flash crash.
That price is fluctuating regardless. But
this is just, I was holding it in old greenbacks.
It's like the way I have $100 in my fucking...
It's gone.
In my DraftKings right now.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, that's not bad on
DraftKings to the moon, dude.
No.
So, I mean, DraftKings is
a Barstool sports crowd.
DraftKings or whatever, any of these things are kind of a somewhat of a fair example in that, like, they're not insured. Like, your bank account has FDIC insurance. So, like, if your bank goes under, which is rare, but is possible, the government steps in and they're like, here, we covered you up to, I think, $250,000. But like, if DraftKings goes bust and you have $1 million sitting in your account, it's just gone.
That's the thing. It's like
this FTX.
That's what happened with FTX. Yeah. So
when did this all first happen?
Okay. So like probably 10 days ago, this blog called CoinDesk put out. So the whole thing is super convoluted, but so Sam Bankman-Fried, before he started FTX, he had a hedge fund called Alameda Research.
Okay.
And he became famous, or like got on the map, or apparently this is where he got all his money from.
How does little fucking curly fuck become just like a
he's
hedge
like
fund man?
Because he's like went to MIT. So here's what happened. Okay, so this is the story he tells. Some people are saying this is bullshit. Some people think he's like a CIA operative. Some people are like, there's a lot of rumors going on.
Perked up Fonzie's attention. He goes, "Tell me about it."
But so
Fonzie goes, "Called it."
Fucking knew it.
But
when am I wrong? Haven't been wrong yet.
But so, like, maybe it doesn't exist anymore, but I want to say like 8 years ago, there was a thing called like, so I guess in Korea and Japan, there was like some rule around like cryptocurrency where in terms of moving your money, but out of the country and into the country. So like Bitcoin sold at a huge premium if you lived in Korea or Japan than it did in America. So what happens is he figured out a way, which is very difficult, and like of buying Bitcoins in America. So say they were like 5,000 here, and then he's like, he would sell them in Korea for 10,000, say, or whatever it was. It was a pretty big spread. And then all you did is you just had to get your money from Korea back to America and just rinse and repeat and just do that nonstop. And you're like, you can't really lose as long as the countries don't step in and stop and disallow you transferring the money in and out. And he said it was hard. This is his story. So anyways, starts this thing, Alameda, and then he starts FTX. He was the co-founder of both. He had always said like the two things are separate, like they're not.
Yeah.
But it turns out they were very related, because what happened is that Alameda started making all these bad bets recently, but they're like, both of these are private companies, started making all these bad bets. And then, which is like where it crossed over into fraud and criminal behavior, is they went and they borrowed money from the exchange. They go like from like literally they were like, hey, just give us the customer deposits. We're going to make it back. Like literally the ultimate gambler story.
Yeah.
They're like, I'll make it back. I'll replace it. It'll all be good. Right.
And he's on both computers sending it to himself. Right?
Kind of. Yes, exactly. Okay. Like they're just even though there's
tale as old as time.
Yeah. It's like
every bank just fucking.
But banks do that, but it's like they can't do it like that. That crossed the line. Like that was for sure legitimately fraudulent that he did that. But so anyways, this CoinDesk thing, here's about somehow this rumor got out that their Alameda was like insolvent because they just had an $8 billion hole in their balance sheet that they just look like $8 billion unaccounted for. But they said, we're fine because we have all these tokens, these crypto tokens, which were like all FTX native. They're like called the FTT. It's just like their native token or whatever. Which are just like made out of thin air. And they go, we have these, they're worth billions of dollars though, so we're fine. But you're like, but they're not worth billions of dollars, because if shit hits the fan, they're worth zero, which is what's happening right now.
It's like an NFT, like
kind of. But you're like, these don't have any sort of that real. There's no true value. Like there's.
Well, look at my Candy Crush account.
Totally.
I've got 5,000 blue coins.
There's no value of them. So
like, bling bling. I've got a big bag of balukus. I was like, what? And then just sniffing at her.
Yeah,
and you're like
patches.
And they were straight up like, yeah,
slapping patches. Nice.
Those patches are probably going to get pretty popular.
We gotta slap some. We gotta be slapping patches, man.
Dude, apparently FTX in Bahamas had a psychiatrist, like an in-house psychiatrist, but his whole reason for being there was just prescribing.
Yeah, he was a doctor, but that was essentially a drug.
Yeah. And they all lived in like a penthouse, 10 of them, and they were having orgies.
Just get blown by the ugliest girls alive.
Yeah, like just these nerds.
So were the 10 people that lived together, they all ran the company, right? It was just 10 people running all of FTX.
They were running Alameda.
Okay.
No, actually probably FTX as well.
Probably both, right? Yeah.
It was a $40 million penthouse. It just went up for sale like 2 days ago.
Can we get?
And that's exactly what he donated to the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
$40 million.
Interesting. Yeah, but anyway, so they put out this fucking this blog or whatever, CoinDesk. Yeah, there you go. It's a really nice penthouse. Hopefully, I'll get to stay in it a night or something for my.
They at least got to give you one night.
Yeah, you got to give me one night, right? But it's pretty crazy, pretty crazy penthouse. But anyways, so
let it ride, dude. Like if I was them and you go, look, I know the end is nigh.
Yeah.
Just being that guy for like 4 years of like recklessness.
Well, what happened? You know what happened?
Like it's sick to be like, I'm just on a.
It wasn't 4 years, dude. This
just like 2.5.
This is like all in the last 6 months, I would guess. They were like, man, they were doing.
You're telling me even back
10 billion in like sales a month, or like they were a huge. What happened is he just was like, you know what, I'm going to do this one thing. I'm going to dig myself out of this hole I made, and then I'll just like go back to normal. But because he was held up as this genius, he probably couldn't like face the music of being like, hey, I fucked up and like I lost everything. So then in order, he was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go nuclear option and just hopefully figure this out. But like, dude, he's going to go in jail for life.
Nuclear is great though. I think I'd still take his life. That just like that's a couple of years of just.
I wouldn't. He's like, dude, he's like a schlubby dude. He didn't buy anything. He gave his whole thing was this effective altruism thing where they're like, we're trying to give away the most amount of money possible, which I guess succeeded. And gave it all away, dude.
It was your money.
I'm aware.
Oh, fuck.
I'm aware.
What a generous man. Meanwhile, you're like, gling, gling.
Yeah,
just draining you.
Meanwhile, I'm fucking hopping over the turnstiles at the subway now. I'm going, thanks, Sam.
As long as someone made some money.
Yeah. But so anyways, they put out this thing, and then Binance, which is the biggest one in the world, the guy who runs that, this guy CZ, he I guess he saw this and he was a huge investor. But so this is what really fucked Sam Bankman-Fried over.
Sorry, what the blog just said, look.
They go, hey, there's a hole in their balance sheet. Something's not adding up here because their main collateral is this fucking token that all these tokens that are like technically worthless. Yeah. They're just saying are worth billions. So then, but a thing that he was doing, so he lobbied the government pretty heavily. He donated $40 million. And, but granted, people don't really talk about this, but his like co-CEO gave $20 million to the Republicans. So they were just trying to grease Washington to get some favorable crypto regulation, but to also keep this guy, Binance, out of the country. Like they were trying to, so he knew what they were doing, and he was one of the initial investors in FTX. So they used to be friends. Now they're like enemies.
Yeah.
So then he went on Twitter and he's like, in light of this, I'm dumping all my FTT, essentially starting a run on the bank, which a run, it's like just everybody pulls all their money out and then just the way things are working, they just can't give everybody all their money at once. Like any bank, if you went to fucking Chase on the corner right now, and if every person tried to take their money out, they'd be like, we can't do that.
Yeah, we don't got it.
And then people start losing confidence in the bank. And then so they had...
That must be the worst. Well, I guess you've experienced it. But the idea of going to a bank and be like, give me my money. And they're like...
Yeah.
You go,
but there's not even someone to talk to.
Yeah, it's just like...
It's just like you just log in and
the
you
app
go...
just constantly loading.
That's what it is. I actually, before I came here, I go, I wonder what's going on with this site. And it's just literally just nothing or whatever. They just, I mean, nobody works there anymore. Like it went from this huge giant company to nobody works there now.
Wow.
Yeah. But so anyway, so then this guy CZ goes, I'm going to market sell, like just selling $500 million of this token, which would then depress the price of that token because there's so much selling, which would then mean that the value of the tokens that they now hold have dropped precipitously. So then it's just like it's a spiral basically. Like it just starts spiraling dominoes, and then you can't stop it. And then people are like, well, we want to take our money out. So they had in one day $5 billion of withdrawals.
Wow.
Right? Yeah.
From the app.
From FTX. People are like, I don't know if
you trying to do yours?
Yeah.
You are aware of all of
it. It's still in process. I'm hopeful, but no, it's good. I did withdraw. Yeah, I would try to withdraw my money.
Oh, so you heard all this fucking while I was
happening? Well, I was like I saw what was going on. I didn't quite piece together the magnitude. I just in my brain could not process that you're like, this company is completely insolvent. Like, I'm like, it's not possible. I'm like, they're minting money.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize is that he on the other side of it went and just fucking straight up gambled away everybody's money.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. And so anyway, so then it started this whole thing because CoinDesk is owned by this company called, I think they're called DCG. I've been reading up all about this. They're owned by DCG, and they are one of the biggest I think they're, clearing houses or something in crypto. So they're getting fucked now because they have a bunch of companies of theirs that are going under because of all the fallout from this. Okay. So they're getting super fucked because someone who works on one of their blogs did this blog post, and then it just brought down the entire house of cards. It's nuts. No, this is one of the biggest financial frauds in the history of America. This is bigger than Madoff. Way bigger.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about FitBod in the past, and we're going to talk to you about it again. FitBod is the new app that tailors an exercise program to your goals, equipment, and schedule. A lot of people at home, you don't have a treadmill, but you have some fucking free weights. A lot of people might have a bench press machine or a jump rope. And no matter what it is, you let these people know. It's like cooking a cake. It's like Supermarket Sweep or whatever, where you got to make the recipe. Isn't that the show? Not Supermarket Sweep, but it's the cooking show where they go, oh, you got 6 ingredients and you got to make the thing. They work their way backwards. Anyway, if you're from Ireland or the UK, that's a very good reference. All the Americans I've never seen that show in my life. Anyway, that's the whole point. It was a great analogy. It's the easiest way to work out. I've been using the app, and everyone every day in the comments goes, Collie, you're getting swole. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking Thomas the Tank right now, dude. I'm fucking massive. And it's all thanks to FitBod, which I've downloaded into my iPhone. Their video tutorials make it easy to learn a new routine. It varies your routine so you don't get overtrained. Join FitBod today and build a routine that grows with you without slimming down your wallet. Nice. Get 25% off your subscription or try the app for free when you sign up now at fitbod.me/column, COLUM. That's FITBOD.me/column. Back to the show. So you said Coinbase are fucked now too?
No, because Coinbase doesn't allow leverage trading, and Coinbase is because the thing is your Coinbase says, and again, I guess you have to, maybe it needs to be proven, but they say they're if you give us $1, we put that $1 in a bank account. Dude, FTX didn't have any Bitcoin.
No.
They had zero. They had $1.4 billion of Bitcoin liabilities, and they didn't have one Bitcoin. How the fuck is that possible? They didn't have one.
This is what?
This is insane.
They didn't have one Bitcoin.
America's incredible.
Well, it's not America. That's the thing they weren't regulated in America. That's why they were in the Bahamas. Right. So they got to go to the Bahamas so they could do whatever the fuck they want because Coinbase is regulated in America.
But you could get it from Canada.
Yes, you could get it from Canada. And I was able.
You think Canada would have had stricter rules?
They were trying to. So I had opened it in Ontario because that's where I was from, and then they shut me out. But then I just changed my address to British Columbia, and they were like, "Okay, you're back in."
we'll take that money.
Should have been maybe a flag. It should have been a warning sign in hindsight, where it was. They didn't want any proof of my address or anything. I just said I moved, and they go, "Cool, thanks."
Yeah, we'll take that.
That's
money.
like when I used to work in a phone store, similar to AT&T. People would come in and they'd get a two-year contract or whatever.
Yeah.
And I knew all the good things to say because a lot of people would get rejected because it's credit or whatever.
Of course, yeah.
But for us, the credit system's different over there. You sort of just give it's a weird thing. So people come in and they're like, I'm 18, I don't have this job, and I'd be like, 28? Of course, I'd be putting their date of birth in wrong. And they go, oh, you're a professional teacher, you said. I was like, no, I'm unemployed. A teacher. History teacher.
I mean, I remember in 2007, after I graduated school, I with my girlfriend went to like Thailand or whatever, and met this guy there who had just been fired from, I can't remember what it was, but like, you know, the great financial crash and crisis or whatever. And he was working in Orange County as a mortgage lender. He's like, I just got fired. But he's like, we would straight up, and this is what caused the whole crisis. He's like, someone would come in, a gardener, who was just like, had his own landscaping company or whatever, and wanted to buy a house for $2 million. But he made 80 grand a year, and you're like, you can't do that. So, and he's like, we would straight up just like print them off business cards, like all this shit for the application, just totally lie. I would say like, you make 700 grand a year, because the places never stopped going up in value. So people are like, whatever, I don't care. Like, it keeps going up in value. So I'll take money out of my house and pay my mortgage or whatever. But like, and so he's like, we were just doing that. He's like, me, all my buddies, like, graduated high school, we're making $250,000 a year. Like, just doing these scam mortgages and stuff.
Well, you had The Big Short, the movie. Where,
Interesting about The Big Short, Michael Lewis, who wrote The Big Short, this is another insane thing.
He wrote it? What do you mean?
Michael Lewis wrote The Big Short.
Wrote the screenplay.
No, he wrote the book, and then the book became the movie.
Yeah.
He's been with Sam Bankman-Fried for the last 6 months. Following it around. So you're like, if you didn't know about this, then this book is shit. And then if you did know about this, like, what the fuck? Like, why?
Who was that? Was that the autistic fella?
Yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried. He's the guy he's the guy all in charge.
He started with the GameStop stuff too, right?
No. You're talking about Michael Burry. Oh, no, Michael Burry. No. Michael Lewis wrote about The Big Short, which was Michael Burry, the autistic guy. And they're all autistic, by the way. They're all autistic.
All meth.
There's no person who's not autistic in this.
Some of them are cool.
I'm not saying that they're not cool.
We're just like,
they're all autistic.
We're just like, man, Jewish people are so autistic. You're like, no, they are autistic.
Yeah. No, these ones are. But anyways, he's been following around. He's like, I've been following around for 6 months.
Wow.
So you're like, okay.
So he's onto it?
Yeah, no ideas. I mean, again, you never know. Like, some people are like, oh, we had no idea what was going on.
Did you ever follow that guy called Richard Hart?
Yeah.
Did you follow him?
I follow him, yeah.
So Richard Hart, I got a bunch of DMs one time after going on fucking the Real Ass Podcast, where some guy going, yo, this is like a new
Hex, I know.
It's kind of like this, like a new Hex. It's like a new crypto type of thing, but you got to lock your money in it, and then they'll pay you dividends every other year.
Yeah, it's like 100% penalty for taking your money out.
Yeah, it's like crazy shit. And then they have this huge community online of people who I don't know who's caught up in because it is cult-like. That's
for sure.
Because the guy who they watch him and he's like, Hex is the guy Hart is a genius, and he does these live streams and
I've seen him, and like all he does is he just like buys watches and he dresses like
and he just keeps telling everyone, you're a fucking retard. I'm a multimillionaire and you're a fucking retard.
Yeah, like I mean,
you should invest in my company. You fucking retard.
I mean, it sounds like he made a lot of money, or maybe he was early to crypto, but he's been like talking shit about it for a while.
He
has this cryptocurrency, which is
he has a thing called Hex, which
put a dime in, but
no, dude,
you don't want to be a Hex.
I was watching it one time. And he was like pretending to cry because he was like, the reason I'm telling you, it's not so I can make money. I don't make a fucking penny off this. He's like, I just want to help the world or something. He's like, and people won't listen to it. They say we're a cult. When I was like, oh, this is a fucking cult.
Oh, it's for sure a cult.
I had just watched like Keith Raniere. Yeah.
You're just like a magician.
I just been watching Nixium or whatever. And
you've been watching that?
I've been watching the second series again. The first one was incredible. I want to rewatch it. But he gave me huge Keith Raniere vibes. And then, but here's the thing: is the community. I don't know how many people in the community know and are pushing this kind of a fucking scam. Like the guy who hit me up, or if he's actually just
he's just part of the thing, because they're straight up being like, this is a Ponzi, but we're all admitting it. So we're just trying to get new people, but if you get in, it's like multi-level marketing.
Oh, this is a multi-level
marketing kind of, but crypto. They're like, look, this is a scam, but just keep getting more people in, and you're like, it's.
Oh, that's what their plan is?
Kind of.
A pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's just a pyramid scheme, but most of it is. It's all pretty much all scam.
But I looked into him then. I tried to figure out about him. he was arrested years ago for like money laundering.
Yeah, he had some old school multi-level marketing scheme as well. So this is just an extension of that, but crypto.
And then he was like, he was trying to some sort of money laundering thing. He got arrested in like fucking somewhere in like El Salvador or one of those fucking Panama or something like that. He had to do time in Panama for some sort of money laundering bullshit. Yeah.
Damn.
And I was like, yo, if that's the guy, just look at his resume. His name's not Richard Hart. He changed it to that. So I don't know if you can find out it's real. Richard J.
Yeah, Richard. Go to the third. Some extra.
The truth about Richard something.
Yeah, the spam king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy who's telling me,
I mean, his scams are fucking nothing compared to Sam Bankman-Fried.
The guy I saw posting this shit, and he's like DMing me, and he's like, "Listen, I bought you money in this." He's like, "I bought you Hex," and he goes, "In 20 years, that'll be worth $1 million." And I was like, "Cool." Yeah. And then I was like, "How do I access that?" He's like, "I don't trust you. You're gonna try spend the money now or something." I was like, "All right, whatever." And then suddenly it was like, "Oh, by the way, in order to get that money, you gotta like." It's called the ultimate sacrifice or something. They have like a sacrifice, like every year they'll all put in all their money into the company as like a sacrifice in order something like that. And I was like, dude, what world are you living in?
Yeah, I mean,
in what world am I to sacrifice?
He's living in the world where he watches a podcast with a comedian on it, DMs him. The guy's like messaging him back, being like, "Yeah, I'm interested in this."
He's like, "You'll make me $1 million."
I go, "For sure, give me." But he, I don't know what happened to him, but. Like, because I've seen the guy talk for not him, but the guy who DM'd me for hours, like on like live streams. Him and these other crypto hex.
Was he at Skankfest?
No, I don't. Think
okay, because there was a guy at Skankfest who was.
Was he living in a truck, or was he living in a tank?
They all are.
No, this guy.
Now they are.
What he did was he got his income. He decided to put 80% of his income in monthly into this thing, and he sold his house, and then he lives in a tank. He lives in
normal,
like an army tank on the side of the road in Missouri. He's sitting there drinking his coffee in his tank, going to work. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, but I think a lot of people get caught up in this type of horseshit and just lose fucking everything. But again, I'm like, yo, how dumb are you?
It's like playing the lottery, though. You know, you get excited, like I can make a fucking $1 million by just
to be honest, though. Most people will not become millionaires the old-fashioned way. You're probably more likely to become a millionaire with the lotto than you are.
You're actually not. I think you're more likely to become a millionaire the old-fashioned way.
Really?
In America?
Think so?
Dude, you know what? Like, you just have to work hard and not be an idiot.
That's crazy. That's two things already. You're asking too much.
It's like, I'm not saying it's like easy, but it's easier than winning the lottery.
Yeah.
No, winning the lottery, I mean... I mean, did you buy a Powerball ticket?
No, I didn't.
I mean, I'm buying tickets every day, and I've yet to get anything.
Every day?
No. A scratcher here and there, and if there's a big jackpot.
Yeah, like when the big jackpot, it's like 1 in 230 million chance.
Someone's got to do.
Like me and my girlfriend bought a ticket. I'm like, we hit like one number.
Well, if we all know and about you, you're unlucky.
Oh, buddy, I'm fucking mush. I am mush.
I'll never do a syndicate with you, I tell you.
Oh, don't do fucking shit with me, man.
Before I bet on a horse, I'm going to go, yo, Danny, have you put any money in this horse?
No. No, I don't bet on horses.
So what did we find out? So when all this stuff started falling out, then we found out about the hammers.
So, anyway, so then this whole stuff happens, and then there's like these rumors going around, and then CZ goes like, I'm selling all my stake in FTT. And then it causes a run. At which point, I think the next day, I was like, there was like rumors. They're like, oh, FTX might be insolvent. And Sam Bankman-Fried's like, everything's fine. That chick, Caroline Ellison's like, she's like, we have an extra $10 billion of stuff that wasn't on this balance sheet. We're
just
fine.
found it. I forgot.
Found it. Yeah, and then. Yeah, and I mean, if you go look at Sam Bankman, go look at Sam Bankman-Fried's Twitter, because like he even today, he's like, some people are like, oh, he's a psychopath.
Like he's completely delusional at this point.
Yeah, because so he did this Twitter thread, and like, dude, he's like the most hated guy in the fucking world.
Yeah, I saw
even just
right. So he's doing this Twitter thread. Okay, so go pull it up as a thread.
Dave Portnoy had a funny video reaction though. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see Dave Portnoy making fun of him?
I don't think I saw it, but I didn't watch it. So look how he's like tweeting like every
N-I-G. What the hell? When I used to do the live streams, I had to ban the letter G. Actually, when I was in the live streams, because everyone would just someone would just type in N. And they all
it just starts the trail.
Yeah, I used to ban the letter G. I was like, I wasn't even mind. It was not even that it was just annoying to see.
Trying to answer
it's not that I give a fuck about the word. It doesn't cause me.
I started when I started my show. I was live streaming, and then I had the chat like actually on screen, and then someone was like, "Dude, that's such a bad idea."
It's rough, dude, when you're live and they ask you something like, go check. Wait, actually, might as well plug everything what we're talking about. I just did your live.
The Bathhouse. I got one of those tonight. That was hilarious. Bathhouse every Wednesday at 10 p.m. and Low Value Mail every Tuesday at 9 p.m. all on my YouTube and Rumble, and then the BoysCast, of course, every Friday with Ryan Long.
Great, Ryan Long, friend of the show. All right, so let's see.
Anyway, so it goes on this tweet storm, right? This is after like the shit's hit the fan. They've already filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
This is yesterday.
Yeah, so there's a theory that he was doing these tweets because they were kind of like oddly, like they weren't like one after another. Like some of them would be like 6 hours apart. And so he was deleting a tweet every time he would write one of these letters because there's like these bots that'll pick up if you've deleted a tweet. But the only thing that like the way they can tell is that your tweet count like becomes like a -1 or like a +1 kind of thing. So he was instantly swapping. He was like a new tweet as he instantly deleted an old one. So that I guess, but people found it out, so it didn't work. And then he starts going into like, hey, like
he's so insane. So
no, he's fucking nuts. Like go scroll down. There's one of these like from today. So he starts talking about, so he goes, look, he goes, I know you've seen all of this, but here's where things stand today, roughly speaking. Liquid -$8 billion. Okay. So that's basically, we owe $8 billion in cash. Semi-liquid, they have 5.5 billion. Illiquid, 3.5 billion. So he's basically saying, we have $9 billion of assets against $8 billion of liabilities. We're not bankrupt. He's like, we actually have $1 billion in the bank or whatever. But then he's saying maybe the $9 billion illiquid isn't worth $9 billion or whatever. But it's like some of those
immediately contradict.
But I'm like, some of those. So then then he's like, he goes truth and beauty or whatever. Like he's fucking cooked. But so completely, because go scroll down though. The camera's blocking that.
That's straight meth talk right there.
It is. So he goes, look, once upon a time, a month ago, FTX was a valuable enterprise. FTX had 10 to 15 billion of daily volume, roughly 1 billion of annual revenue, and 40 billion of equity value. And then he's like, I was on. Oh, so I didn't even see this. This is from an hour ago.
This is new.
He goes, yeah, I was on the cover of every magazine. FTX was the darling. We got overconfident and careless. But anyways, so I don't know if he deleted it. Maybe scroll up. Sorry. If he because something like he's basically trying to say like it's still salvageable, but you're like, yeah, those $9 billion are probably worth like nothing like because nobody trusts you, and like they're all tied to the trustworthiness of the entire enterprise. So you're like, nobody trusts you, so they're now worth anything. Like you can't sell FTT, like they have FTT tokens marked at probably $20, $22 each. $25 each. Like they're not even worth $1.
They're like word it as a novelty. Like I'd buy one for $100. That's for fun.
You can't even get them though. I don't know. I guess you
don't know what it is.
It's like native token of FTX. It's like I had some.
It's actually like owning a part of the moon. Is it where it's like you can't prove it?
No, it was. So basically, what it was is if you owned a certain amount of these tokens and you had an account on FTX, you got like a discount on fees. So it's just like a loyalty card essentially.
It's a Costco card.
It is honestly for his exchange. It's basically what it is like this loyalty card thing. And then, but anyways, he's like totally delusional. What's his?
What a chump, guys!
I'm Trump of the century. I didn't have a lot of it. Sorry, don't get me wrong. I didn't have like.
You can lose 90% of your money, and you'll still be richer than the three of us put together.
I don't know about that.
We would, but trust me. Look at him.
But anyways, what was the last one that was at the end of this?
A little after Truth and Beauty.
What do we got in the last hour?
Shrapnel.
Fuck you. It goes roughly 25% of customer assets were withdrawn each day, 4 billion. As it turned out, I was wrong. Leverage wasn't 5 billion. It was 13 billion. Whoops. 13 billion leverage. Whoopsies. Total run on the bank. Total collapse in asset value all at once, which is why you don't want that leverage. Thanks.
Yeah. So here's my thing. He fucking
tweet real
his
quick,
net worth is like $16 billion.
His net worth is zero.
Well, now it is.
His net worth 10 days ago was $30 billion.
Wow.
It's zero.
But this company was running for less than 2 years.
2.5 years.
And he claims it was making $1 billion in revenue.
It was. No. That I guarantee you is verifiable. The problem is it was the fucking other company that basically went bust, and then he took all the money out of this one.
Tried saving that one.
To try save that one, and then he fucked it all.
Fucking hell.
I have a question. At the beginning, you said he was making bad bets, like overseas. What do you mean by bad bets? Like, what is?
The hedge fund.
The hedge fund was straight up like it was called Alameda Research.
Right.
Yeah,
they were just doing stuff like they were just exposed to. They were giving loan. They were just giving out bad loans essentially. Like because there's a lot of the crypto industry is just people loaning each other money to do all sorts of dumb bullshit. But a lot of times they're like the loans are backed by something. And then I guess, there becomes this risk where you're like, they were giving like loans to companies that were going under. So then they can't get their loans back. And it just became a huge mess. And then instead of just being like, hey, we're just going to shut down our hedge fund because it would just be like bruising his ego and make him look bad. Like he's just like, you know what? I'm just going to try and save everything. And he ruined everything. And he's going to go to jail for fucking life. Like that's Martin Shkreli. That was like Martin Shkreli's like, I mean, that guy knows if anybody knows. And he's just like, dude, he's going to jail for life. Like because the way
public defender.
No, well, it's just like Martin Shkreli said basically like the way it works is like they take into account, like if you go fuck over 1 million people, like it's way different than if you went and fucked over 5 companies. Right. Like individuals, and then they read like the victim impact statements and stuff in court, and there's always gonna be people be like, my brother killed himself because you fucking took all his money and like all the shit, and they're just gonna lock him away. Or he is an actual like CIA plant and he's gonna walk away from this unscathed.
Explain that angle. What the CIA put
so
him in
his
there?
mom is
what's the benefit?
It's always the parent.
Okay, so his mom is
the CIA wants to keep us poor and doctor?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Okay, so I don't know, but crypto is a very good way of staying poor. But for sure,
tax on poor people.
There's got to be another bounce. There's got to be another bounce. There's got to be.
There's gonna be so many guys in the fucking like train station, just like in 10 years, Penn Station being like, it's gonna be another bounce. It's gonna be another bounce. You give him a quarter, they go, thank you.
Like I want to.
So his dad is they're both Stanford professors. His mom, Linda Fried, runs this like PAC thing. Like a political
super donor pack
thing or whatever. Yeah. And they're huge liberal, like, in the liberal party or whatever. But so the CIA thing is they were saying that like, cause they had when the Ukraine stuff started, FTX volunteered to help get the money there. So then the conspiracy is that the money, US government is basically money's going into FTX to like go to Ukraine, and then some of that money is getting siphoned off to come back to the Democratic Party as donations.
Okay.
It's like basically what they were doing in Afghanistan, just in a different place.
Yeah. Essentially.
So they set up a.
They're just saying it's like all a scam by the government to basically to wash money, get these donations. The donations help them win, keep them in power, and then just rinse and repeat.
I would do it. I would
imagine Joe Biden. We all think he's just like this senile man. He's like, this is all his idea.
Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, total Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
he's
Jimmy,
out there.
He's like Jimmy the Chin Galante. They're fucking falling off his bike. Oh! Meanwhile, he goes in off with the road.
Yeah, off with the bathroom.
He's going too far. He's walking around.
Oh no, you done good, my boy.
Yeah, everyone has to go talking Joe the Chin. Joe the Chin. Hell yeah, that would be great if he was just this mastermind. He might be playing into a little bit of a
old Joe.
Oh, silly Joe.
Come on.
Here's the thing: when you get up in the morning, you put one shoe. That went very Italian-y.
Yeah.
I did see a very funny fucking TikTok the other day about something like someone's like fucking woke up this morning and heard Joe's motivation, and it's like them jogging along the beach or whatever, and it's like one of his like motivations, like the thing about life is you gotta just get up and then you go do the thing and have love at the end of the day, and
he goes, well,
and the person's like running down the person's jogging, listen to it. I like Joe a lot. Ever since he became a real bumbling fucktard, it's like I like him.
Yeah.
It's like he knows what he's doing.
He's fine.
Yeah, he gets my pass, dude.
Yeah. I'm a big donor to the Biden
Yeah, I know.
campaign. Big donor, I just found out.
Didn't know you were such a liberal.
Oh,
Hell
fuck.
yeah. Can we show a little bit of this chick then? Because I just saw this girl's face and everyone's calling her ugly.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, come on, man.
You literally nailed it with like the before after like becoming prom queen. Like it's exactly.
So what's her name? This chick?
Caroline Ellison.
Caroline Ellison. And she did a podcast, was it? Somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think there's clips from the fucking... So here she is.
I
Look
put
at this.
the clip on the sheet.
Ugh.
She looks like a rabbit.
She looks like she's way too into Harry
Someone
Potter.
hottened her up in the bottom over there.
The bottom left?
They glammed her up.
Yeah, they glammed. But
That's
even
the
Oh,
after.
wow. look. Pete Davidson now dating. She's pregnant by Nick Cannon.
I can't believe Pete Davidson's dating that fucking Emily Ratajkowski girl.
You can't believe?
Well, I can, obviously, but we were just talking about the episode before. Someone asked, any celebrity in the world you find out is trans, like,
Would you still
who are you
hit?
still fucking? And I said Emily Ratajkowski. I said, I bring whatever a fucking dumb name
Trans
is.
with dick or without though?
Dick.
With dick.
I'm still sucking her pretty little dick.
Yeah.
You know she's got the.
She's got a piece on her.
No, she. No, it's just.
She's got
it's
those
not,
huge tits
I don't
and
even-
that fat cock.
I don't think she has a huge dick. No.
Well, you have to think
No.
that now. You were sucking it.
No, I think she has like a average, nice, just a, like 5.5.
Real clean
six,
shaven.
six and a
Huge
half.
balls. Huge saggy
perfect.
balls.
No, best balls you've ever seen in your life. I think she's got such good balls that they're
Ryan
attractive.
Long balls. Massive.
Does he have huge balls?
massive balls?
Hi, T.
No, I think her dick is so pretty that I want to kiss it. That's what I'm saying. That's Emily Ratajkowski. She's got such a dick that it's like, that's a fucking cute ass pretty dick.
Yes.
It's not enough that it's not scary. It's nice and clean.
Yeah, just she.
I don't know if I'm
a lot
into
of
veins.
upkeep.
I don't know if I'm into veins or I'm against veins, but I know she's got the answer for sure.
Not a veiny one.
Anyway, now she's off fucking getting plowed by fucking what's his name?
Pete Davidson.
If Pete comes for a hook and Elsie, there's a girl we all like here called Elsie. She used to date fucking what was his name? Ryan, whatever.
I don't know.
He fucking hit her the old fucking. He gave her a 2-piece on the soda, but
They give her the Sean Connery. Get a hold of yourself, woman.
anyway, she's our. If he dates her now, I'm fucking coming for him.
Yeah,
I'll probably kill him.
that's the line.
That's the line. If he comes for
Who is she?
Elsie Hewitt.
Just
She's
some Instagram girl.
just some random foodie Instagram actress.
Oh, she's a
I think he's
foodie.
way past that point.
She's whatever she is. She's a fucking.
He's going AOC next. I can feel it.
You think Elsie
Political
AOC?
powder.
Elsie Hewitt? Look at this one.
Oh,
She's just a real angel, friend of the show.
is she?
She used to date that little Danny Benico or whatever his
Benny
name is.
Blanco.
Oh my lord! Look at that.
Oh yeah.
If Pete ends up with her, disgusting. He can have them all, but not her friend of the show.
She got an OnlyFans. Asking for a friend.
Anyway, when I date her, we don't have to delete all this previous mention of her.
Yeah.
Someday,
I'm just gonna fucking throw the computer out the window.
just the whole Colum Tyrrell podcast just gets wiped. All right, so here's Danny's girlfriend. She looks like someone dressed up as an ugly chick.
Yeah, it's like they're cosplaying.
It's like that's like the type of
It's part of the scheme.
her hair.
And they were like just these sex fiends. These of
course, all these-
Just man spreading in front of
Dude, all these groups become fucking sex fiends. Like the LARPers. You know, I used to know guys.
like the furries and stuff. You mean?
Yeah, they would all dress up as whatever, fucking Genghis Khan or something.
Oh, those
run
ones,
around
yeah,
Central
yeah.
Park, and they cast spells on each other and shit like that. They used to just fuck the living autism out of each other. They would just be fucking like
the
animals.
dumber they are, the harder they fuck.
Dude, there used to be an issue with that with the Special Olympics, to be like fucking people trying to stop all the fucking athletes fucking each other like yeah, they had to
Just
separate.
put a girl at the end of every finish line. It's the only way a race ends.
Instead of a rabbit, like you know the way the dogs chase the rabbit at the races. Yeah, it's an ice cream cone,
On a fishing pole behind them.
a pair of tits. Yeah. No, but I knew someone who worked at the Special Olympics, and they said that was a big thing. Trying to like, hey, get back in your room. They'd be all fucking the shit out of each other. Yeah, absolutely. Got there.
That would be a tough one to walk in on, like a big Special Olympics orgy.
Stop cock blocking me. Stop cock blocking.
Like, what do you do this?
Yeah. Calling you a cock block. Come on, man. Like, I'm sorry, dude.
Are we gonna watch this clip?
Yeah. Let's check this out. Let's hear what she has to say.
Yeah, absolutely could pull it off without my math degree. Use very little math. Use a lot of like elementary school math. Being comfortable with risk is very important.
I'm sure it is.
We tend not to have things like stop losses. I think those aren't necessarily a great risk management
You
tool.
think they're not good?
An example of
Fucking stupid bitch.
trade where
Oh, fuck.
You think they're not good? Yeah, fucking stupid bitch. So honest.
Look at this bro too, just like looking off in the distance.
Oh yeah, man.
He's like, he's thinking, should I be pulling my money out of this fucking Ponzi?
What is this ugly woman? What is she saying? What does she say? And him wearing his fucking hot dog shirt and a fucking AC.
Well, they're all just chilling in the Bahamas, with more money than they know what to fucking do. Of course,
yeah. All right, let's see what else this girl.
I probably don't want to go into specifics too much with that.
So I was going to plug my hole.
Yeah. Sorry, did you hear what she said? Go back to that. Just go back like 10 seconds. What was it? No, go back. Sorry, a little further. Just before. Just from when I called her a stupid bitch.
Well, I don't know. I probably don't want to go into specifics too much with that.
And they were asking her about like losing most money lost or something, and she's like,
Like, what do you do about your losses?
Something. And
She goes,
Anyway, yeah, that's the end of it. Yeah, we don't need to see that again. That's what she is. So she was like the vice president.
she was
CEO.
So the CEO left mysteriously like 3 months ago, which in hindsight
disappeared,
you go,
did he?
No, he just left. But in hindsight, you go, oh, he knew what was going on. And he's like left a sinking ship. And it was very like shocking that he left, and then they just put her as the CEO. So she's only been the CEO for a few months.
This one just walking around
Yes,
Bahamas as a CEO.
CEO of Alameda, yeah.
they're just having orgies and they just fucking picked her.
So that's
imagine standing in line to fuck her. That's like you're at the orgy, you're just like watching someone else crack her open. You're just like, I guess
She's probably the hottest one.
I
there.
guess I'm next.
Yeah, I don't think it's not.
Yeah, the pool's not.
I mean, first off, she might have been the only chick. It's a pretty dude heavy thing, crypto. Like,
Yeah.
there might have been maybe one other chick there.
Yeah. All right. So is that everything we need to know about the ins and outs of the fucking...
I mean, there's a lot of shoes to drop still, but I mean, that's kind of what we know for now. But it's a real clusterfuck. I heard something that they're going to try and extradite him back to the U.S. shortly.
Is he still in the Bahamas just laying
Yeah,
low?
he's in the Bahamas, but apparently he's under some sort of police supervision in the Bahamas.
A guy like that is dipping. There's no way.
There was a rumor on Friday night.
There's no way he's
so
not moving
last
to
Friday night, apparently the thing is they're all trying to get to Dubai because Dubai actually does not have an extradition treaty with the United States. So once you get to Dubai, you're actually set. But there was a rumor on Friday night that this jet plane left the Bahamas and everybody's like, oh, they're all going to Argentina.
Oh yeah, they tracked the
plane or whatever, but it wasn't them. It
was a dummy?
It was somebody else.
What they got to do is like in Fast and the Furious, where they have like a load of cars all look the same at the same time, and they don't know which one to follow. So you go into
all 10 of them.
You go into a big, huge warehouse with the car, and then they all come out at the same time. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, of course.
That's the only way. That's the way I get away from the cops all the time. I just follow the Vin Diesel movies.
Yeah, Vin Diesel movie. I think they did that in Gone in 60 Seconds too.
Yeah, what
Could be
Coopers.
I think it was Gone in 60 Seconds.
That's one of those.
Good movie.
But that's a classic.
Great flick. But I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully, I guess they'll all go to jail.
And
but
you're not.
I mean, I might see like 5% of this money back in 10 years.
Okay.
Like once it's all like, dude, like they're only now like with Madoff, like, you know, they're still like returning money to people and shit. Like it takes a long time. And you know, again, that's like most of it's just been incinerated anyways on fucking.
This is why I always say, keep your money underneath your mattress. It's the only way they can't get you.
Yeah.
It's the only
I went very full circle. I was like, I forever was the guy. I was like, crypto's such a scam. And then I got roped into it.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't even have any interest in it. I just got roped into it by my buddies. And then I got all into it. And then I was like, this is amazing. And then I'm just back to scam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blue Chew helped me get hard for the first time in years. When I was a young boy, growing up in the black and white fields of Ireland. I didn't have shoes to wear, and my mother was a fat cow, just producing kids constantly. Just a conveyor belt of children falling out. Half of those kids had polio. Quarter of those kids joined the IRA, and me, the only other son who I had to get smuggled out of the country actually, because my mother killed the local mafioso, and in the middle of the night they put me like in a donkey thing, and I moved to America, and they said, "Where are you from?" And I said, the town of Tyrrell. And they changed my name to Colum Tyrrell, my original name. This is a true story here. Anyway, I haven't been hard since I left Ireland. I have a very sad and flaccid cock. I don't know what it is. I believe there's too many nationalities in this country, just too many possible men of a certain religious persuasion, and that's caused my dick to be soft, sad, harmless. It's a soft dick never caused no trouble, you know, but it's weak. And so that's when I was introduced to Blue Chew, which is an edible tablet. And I was like, I'm not taking Viagra. And they go, it's not Viagra, it's Blue Chew. And I was like, all right, cool. I like it when it rhymes. And I chewed it up, and my head kind of like I went. It was like in a science experience when you drink something and fucking, you know, you grow into like a monster type thing. But it was like big fucking dick, and it was bigger than ever before. It was a full 5 inches, and it was just like, brother. And I said to my girl, "Get over here!" And I hit her with the 4-pump special, and believe it or not, 20 minutes later, I was ready to go again. So Blue Chew has helped a lot of stuff, and now I haven't stopped. I'm fucking her, I'm fucking her sisters, I'm fucking all the women in my girl's life. And this thanks to Blue Chew. So if you want to go out there and cheat your way across the East Coast, I recommend Blue Chew tablets. Give yourself a nice 5-incher. Bang bang. Thank you, ma'am. Does not stop pregnancy, so you got to figure that out yourself. Always wear a condom. But if you could benefit from the extra confidence when it's time to perform, chew it and do it and have better sex. And I've got a special deal for my listeners or watchers. Try Blue Chew free when you use the promo code Colum at checkout and pay just $5 ship. That's a great deal. That's crazy how good that deal is.
Absolute steal. Genuinely,
of all the deals to give out, you get free Blue Chew. And I think I've said this before. Like, they give you like a month's supply. That's going by the fucking Dominican rate. That's not the white Irish guy. That's a year. That's 2 years of Blue Chew.
Yeah, you're not fucking like
That's
that.
crazy. What, you don't take one before you fucking have a wank? No. It's like when you have Google Maps and it tells you how long it's going to take you to walk there. That's by fat Minnesota wobble goblin walking, not regular skinny guy. That's how long it takes Lizzo to wobble down the street. You ever say like it's a 5-minute walk? It's not. It's right around the corner. You have a fat, handicapped woman you're tracking. And it's the same with these Blue Chew numbers. When they say this is a month's free tablets, that's like 90 tablets. No one is fucking that much. What are you, a priest? No one is fucking that much. So head off to BlueChew.com, use the promo code Colum, COLUM, to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and more important safety information. And thanks, Blue Chew, for sponsoring the show.
Thanks, Blue Chew.
They snuck that cunt in.
Can you see if you can pull up a tweet? I don't know where the tweet was, but just find Democratic donors. Just search Democratic donors, because there's a funny tweet that... no, just search it on Twitter, though. Because it's... let's see if we can... Or like top Democratic donors. Yeah, just do that.
Yeah.
Of the 4... This one right here. Yeah, this is the tweet. Right there. Sadly, there's one thing about the pattern about this that they don't point out. Kanye was right.
Now, if that was a group of Italians.
Yeah, they'd be known as a mob.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Harvey Weinstein really had that much money to fucking be an all-time?
Oh, hell yeah. They were all, man,
all
that's why there's all these
hands.
photos of them. They're all photos with them with Bill Clinton.
All partying.
Like Bill Clinton, there's photos of all these people hanging out with Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton's in fucking thick with these.
But all of was Harvey Weinstein a billionaire?
Hey, man.
No, they're not saying they're a billion. Nobody said they were a billionaire. Well, Harvey Weinstein was definitely in that realm of a billionaire. He might have not been quite a billionaire, but I mean, Weinstein, like they're a production company. They're the biggest production company in the world.
Every fucking movie.
They made everything. Yeah, they made every huge banger. But they were I don't know if he's a billionaire, but they were rich as shit for sure. But yeah, there's top donors, all Democrats and all my people.
It's a shame you just didn't cash in your money just like a fucking.
Okay. Yes. Just full disclosure. I'm not a complete retard. I did take money out.
Okay.
Like last year.
Yeah, rather than
like I'm still well ahead, but
yeah.
I still lost a huge sum of money.
Sorry,
so
man.
both things are true. Like it's like I still don't, in the grand scheme of things. I was saying actually last night to fucking on my show to Martin Shkreli or whatever, but like I was like if the worst case scenario actually for me would have been, because I did pretty well last year, and then I gave like like everybody, I gave a chunk of it back. Just like, things went down in price or whatever. And then, but I'm like, the worst scenario for me, I think, would have been if I was just killing it.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I was just up, like if I just had this ungodly sum of money in my account and then I log in and it's just gone, I'm like, that's almost worse. Like in my mind, like that's like the kind of stuff that does make people fucking go kill themselves. Like, not that I would, but I'm just saying like a part of me was mentally, I was like relieved in a way that I'm like, this could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
Like I could, like in a sense where I'm like, yeah, I could have just been, because I had no reason to believe, like again, like people had $100 million on this exchange. Like people just had no reason to believe that your money was not safe. They were like, they fucking had the biggest investors in the world investing in them. They're like the guys on the cover of everything. Like you're just, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Fucking Miami Heat arena.
Miami Heat arena. Like you just have no Tom Brady. Dude, you know how much Tom Brady fucking lost?
Oh, Brady was in on.
Dude, that's probably why I got divorced.
Probably, man. Brady was one of their. It was their
like the main
spokesperson.
ambassador. Yeah.
So I don't think it'll come up, but he was a spokesperson. But and so he was given like equity in the company and some Bitcoin, I believe. But he apparently put in a bunch of his own money because they were like, we'll give you like a preferential like deal if you invest. Yeah. And because everybody was like, this is just like cannot lose. Apparently all their employees lost everything. Like all their employees are completely broke because they all
their money.
They were taking, instead of they were taking bonuses in cash, they were just being like taking it in equity, and they were even taking their own money and buying equity. Yeah. So like everyone who worked there is fucked. Like the whole thing's a giant mess. Nobody knows exactly how much he lost, but
there's no way to tell.
There's no way to tell because these are all private transactions. But I mean, like the Ontario teachers pension plan in Canada, they lost $140 million or something.
Fuck.
Oh yeah. There's huge sums of money.
Every now and again, because I'm so poor, like I have no money invested in anything, and it's like
yeah,
I can't lose any money. So every now and again, I'm just like, hell yeah. I didn't lose. My zero is still at zero.
Like a little closer
Dude,
to
honestly,
these guys.
Man, it saves you a lot of aggravation. I'm not gonna lie.
Just being a poor piece of shit. No way. Telling you,
I mean, you got this whole studio. You're not poor. You're just investing in yourself.
Hemorrhoids
versus in fucking dog coins. Some people invest in dog coins. Some people invest in themselves.
Well, that's what Sam did. He invested in himself. He said, I'm going to save my old company.
You could be
with
the
my new
next
company.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
I believe so.
Should we start a boiler room out of the corner of this?
I would. I'm happy. We're into.
We can start a boiler room. This building seems like it has a boiler room.
We were trying to
somewhere.
set up. Can we talk about that little scam we wanted to set up?
If you want.
So I was talking about. I wanted to get the hangover IV things.
Yeah.
Little saline bag.
Yeah, but they cost You go to like a clinic or whatever, it's $300.
Yeah.
It's like a lot.
The NAD shit or whatever?
You just go and they give you an IV and it's full
But what's
of
in the IV?
This fucker would know. Because
like banana bags is what.
Banana bags?
But it's like
Chiquita?
He's not talking about NAD. That's like.
That stuff's hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
I know Karen goes and does that.
Yeah, but even.
Yeah, it's all the same type of shit though, right?
But even though it's like
it's just
hangover
it's a bag full of bollocks. It's a bag full of bollocks.
Just potassium and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to help
bag.
it helps your hangover. It fucking rehydrates you.
Yeah, so does fucking alcohol.
What? Helps your hangover?
Yeah. Just like
Yeah,
you could
hell
go
yeah.
get IV or drink a beer.
Yeah, I know, but then the beer turns into 10. I know what you're talking about. Trust me. You think I haven't thought about this? You think oh, you mean just continue doing what I'm doing?
It doesn't, not have, but it doesn't, I guess for certain people, yeah, because like for me, I will just have a drink and go, okay, we're back in biz. You know what's actually really good? Cold plunge. If you ever done that, man, I did it once when I was like, had like MDMA hangover.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I felt like death and I did a 1 minute cold plunge and I was like, done.
There's a lot of, you know what I used to do when I used to work at McDonald's? I would go in hungover and I'd get myself like a milkshake or an ice cream and then I'd give myself a brain freeze. And
really?
It was almost like they would battle each other in there. Yeah, I'm like the Hulk. I'm the wolf.
Yeah.
Get out of here! And then I come out all right.
That's incredible.
There's all these weird techniques. But anyway, I was talking about I wanted to get these IV things, and Dave, paramedic Dave, paraplegic Dave. So you're gonna do them out of here? So he knows how to hook them up. Well, the point is
someone's gonna come to this studio
for sure
and get an IV.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah. Rather than spend $300 going to some fucking.
But I think part of the you go is like the ambiance and it's nice and sterile.
You guys wearing a fucking lab coat doing it.
Play IV ambiance. IV type B. type in fucking IV clinic type B and see what comes up.
Dude, like a flat. Like if I walked in here thinking I'm getting IV, I walk in here and be like, is this like a porn set?
Well, obviously I'm not gonna just sell this to the general public as fucking luxury whatever. I'm just gonna send a group text and say, hey, look, every fucking Saturday when you're hungover, come in here and grab yourself a bag.
I thought we were
how much are you doing them for? How much are you doing
I don't know.
For?
That's
we worked out the logistics.
We're trying to figure it out. Because you said you
need like insurance and shit.
Shut the fuck up!
But you just don't get insurance and there's some overhead
That's what I'm trying to tell him.
Yeah,
first of all, I already have insurance in the room.
You got medical insurance?
You have your medical insurance?
I've got insurance.
Do you need licensing for this kind of stuff?
Yeah, you need to work under a doctor's license. That's why it's so expensive. That's why it's like $10.
What does that even mean? What's a doctor's license? How do I get that? Can I just
I think you go to medical school for 8 to 10 years?
I went to medical school in Ireland. I just typed that on my resume. What do you know? Dr. Colum. I wonder if I could change my name to Dr. Colum legally.
I don't know.
I'm sure through the grapevine I can do it. Yeah. I'm sure I could just change enough IDs slowly that the doctor will find its way into my.
Sure, yeah. I think there's words you can't
You can't legally call yourself
like
doctor.
God. But remember, there was a basketball player, God Shamgod.
Oh yeah.
How do you spell GAWD?
No, it was GOD, and then they're like, there's like a law or something. You can't name your kid God anymore.
It's one of the greatest crossovers of all time.
The Shamgod.
You was a good. So you're all right. We're not talking about your little fucking legal goody two shoes scenario. This is a black market. Okay. Couple of the boys replenishing our lives.
Yeah.
It's for the boys. Replenish the boys.
And you just do. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I'm fucking hungover, the last thing I want to do is like peel myself out of bed to go near Madison Square Garden to get a fucking IV.
Well, that's why you look like shit.
Yeah, I always look like shit.
We look great because we care
see,
about
that's
it.
what I always look like shit. That's the baseline.
I thought we were going to do it on the show. I thought like we'd be sitting
We
here
will do
with
it on the
IV
show.
drips.
We are going to do one on the show sometime.
I know we were running
I
a
would
freaking
love
racket.
No.
Miss a vein or something. Like,
no, he won't miss it.
I end up in
One
jail.
oxygen bubble in there. You just flatline on us.
No, that's not going to happen. Dave knows what he's doing.
yeah.
He's from Boston.
I'm just going to end up in jail, though. That's
You're
the
not
problem.
for why?
You're going to put this on a podcast?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're not
Yeah.
licensed,
Oh,
dude. You're a
it'll be on-
paramedic. It's LLC.
Yeah.
It'll be on the Patreon.
I would like to do one live on a podcast, but we don't need to admit that it's illegal at that time.
How are we not?
I got
Just
a
say
Vax card guy.
someone came around and hooked us up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
One of
Yeah,
these to-go nurses.
How long did they take to empty into you?
Like 10 minutes.
10 minutes. And then, have you done it?
No.
Okay.
Because they're $300
Do they make
fucking
it-
You
dollars.
feel
Could take
better
a ton.
afterwards.
Of course you feel better. It gives you like your whole body just
Just
everything
hydrates
need.
you.
Yeah, just hydrates you.
Yeah.
But they give you a little magic mix when you go to one of these other places. They go, give me the magic mix. So it's like a little bit this, a little bit that.
Right.
But if we were to buy the bags online, it's just like one thing, is
You
it?
can't even buy them online.
Can you get
You
tanks?
can't buy them online?
No.
Can you get tanks
What
of
you mean?
nitrous?
What's that?
Can you get nitrous tanks?
You got
Whippets? You want to do whippets?
No, not whippets. I want
Balloons,
laughing
bro.
gas.
Oh.
Similar, but
probably get that.
yeah, that's what you should do. You should have a tank right here, right? And just whenever someone wants a balloon or whatever, like while you're talking, I'll just take a balloon and I'll just be like,
How do we do that?
Yeah, like we don't got enough holes in our fucking brains.
I'll come back.
So one end of the room we're going to be selling revitalizing like,
dude, you ever-
skin IV thing, and it's going to be a nice little, almost like a Korean fucking hand job hut, right? Down there, a little rubbing tug
Little
down
beds.
there. This side we have a bunch of junkies on fucking
I mean,
laughing
dude,
gas.
you don't understand. So if because we're close to Madison Square Garden, if you ever go to like any kind of jam band, like Fish or whatever, when that show lets out, it is a fucking crazy scene out front because all these dudes, there's like these nitrous like mafia essentially, and there's all these guys, and they're all outside of
Shout
Madison
out.
Square Garden selling balloons of nitrous. But so then like it's technically illegal, but what they're possessing is not illegal, but you can't sell them. So they're selling balloons, and then there's people just like, there's cops, and it's this whole cat and mouse because they'll see cops and then they'll run down the street, and all these fucking hippies are like running after them to get the balloons. And then they sit down, they start filling balloons, and they're selling them. It's like 3 for $20. And then they see cops, and the cops run. Sometimes the cops catch them, they empty the whole thing, like these giant tanks. They'll just like empty it, and like, so crazy.
All right.
And then you see all these people, like if you walk around Madison Square Garden after like any kind of show like that, and there's all these people with just fucking balloons in their hand, they're just like twitching because that's what it does to you.
Nice balloon though.
We could do poppers here too.
Yeah.
We used to do poppers all the time as kids. They used to
Is
sell.
that a gay thing?
It is, but I never experienced my asshole getting looser from poppers.
What exactly is it? Just like a little sniffy thing?
It was literally when I did it was like, it was just like a nostril thing, like a little thing of
a capsule that you open?
No, it was like a little jar of liquid, and it would have like a nostril thing sticking out of it, and you would sniff it.
Yeah.
It would come
Like
out-
Nasonex.
It would come out as a fume.
They dilate your rectum.
Yeah, it's a tiny little thing like that, and you would sniff it. But it would. I remember having it. I'm pretty sure it had like a nostril thing on it. But they used to sell it at like the farmers market, where people have like they would sell like
I
fake
did that this
Nikes
summer.
and all this shit. But like you would do it, and then just for 15 seconds, your face would go all red, and you'd just be howling, laughing, can't stop, and then you would just come out of it. But I know it wasn't until years later people were like, "Oh, gays do it," because I guess you're supposed to sniff it while you're getting up the ass, and then you can get an extra inch in because it loose. But I don't remember it all.
Is that for
Once-
you or for the other guy? Who wants the extra inch? Is that you want the extra inch?
I think it's a
Wouldn't it be a
Necessarily
girth
both
thing?
together when we're making love.
I thought it was a
we're one.
girth
We
thing,
are one.
yeah.
It
There's
sounds
no-
like a girth thing.
There's no he and he thing, huh? It is a girth thing. What?
Sounds like a girth thing, dude.
What do you mean?
You don't got to worry about that though.
All right. You just explain the joke. What you're talking about?
Yeah. Girth.
Because it dilates, so you're saying inch deeper.
Yeah. So the
girth.
We need more this way.
Yeah. So you.
More of this.
But then the more your dick gets in, the harder it is to get in. So you take it. So you put in an extra inch. You'll get the extra inch.
This is like a science show.
That's what it is. You can get half your dick in. You can get half your dick in, and
It's
then
like fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson.
you get
show.
half your dick in. The wonders of the asshole. Poppers.
Whether you're going in, whether you're going out,
Yes.
you can do both.
Anyway, so yeah, someone take some poppers, have some gay sex. Let us know what goes on there. But so you're saying these bags, these IV bags, we can't buy them?
No,
That's why it's $300.
It's you have to
It's
buy.
regulated.
You need like a medical license to buy those supplies.
To buy what are the,
The medical-
what if
like
I
medical
what if I buy them
supplies.
individually, like and we mix them in a tank? We have a bathtub full of shit, and we mix
Where you-
it, and then we put it into one of those little bags.
Yeah, can you just make them yourself? You must
no.
be able to buy the ingredients.
No, you can't even buy like the saline bags that it comes in. Those are.
You can't just go on Alibaba right now and just buy them?
No.
Buy everything on Alibaba.
Are you
Oh,
sure?
I don't know I don't know about Alibaba. I don't know what
He said that. I know he said no.
no, but you can't buy them like on Amazon or anything.
Maybe not Amazon, but Alibaba.
But
is
Alibaba.
Literally
Alibaba, baby.
whole
We're
point-
back in business.
the whole point of that company is to destabilize the American way of life.
Jackie Ma.
Yeah, like it's the whole point is to like literally bring down America, like that and TikTok.
He went on to like legalstuffonly.com.
Goodboy.com.
Keeps going,
gov.
I'm gonna lose my license. Shut up. We're doing this. We're making money here, dude. It's cash over. It's cash on the table right now.
Cash business right here.
Yeah. Sure, and then, every now and again, someone like Karen Fiend will get a bubble, go to her head or whatever, and shoot her die. And we'll have to just dispose of the body.
You'll just have to delete all her testimonials.
Karen Fiend would be a great person to murder, because you could just like lob her in a backpack. You wouldn't even have to buy a suitcase.
Maybe a nice trunk, steamer trunk.
Just a small little bag, just a little handbag.
Little briefcase.
Yeah, she's so small, you just fucking roll her up there. Anyway. So I think, look, the IV business, we're not ruling it out.
I have a question, actually. This is kind of unrelated.
Wait, and in America, a hangover treatment, I cannot give it to myself. In the greatest country of all.
Well, isn't there like all these liquid IV and all this nonsense? They have all these products now that are
they call the
hangover
liquid IV the thing you drink.
It's just salt, basically.
I think,
from what I understand.
it's just whatever's in fucking Gatorade.
Just like a shot of salt.
It's whatever that bullshit is.
You can buy oral stuff online, like those banana bags that you sent me. Those like you like drink those.
Banana
Put them
bags?
in a stupid fucking plastic.
Basically, the
that
issue
wasn't
is
Like those aren't real.
Oh, well, that
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
If you put that in your veins, you probably fucking. It would be bad.
Yeah,
It'd be bad. It'd be
Fucking
bad news.
fucking ride,
You-
dude.
Your hangover would be the least of your problems.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're a doctor? Yo, that would be bad.
You talked about you watching The Vow.
Oh yeah, I've been watching The Vow. Yeah,
What do you think?
It's fun.
You're on season 2?
Yeah, I'm on season 2.
What,
yeah.
what do you think of him? Do you think he's kind of done dirty?
Oh, he's definitely the dirty guy for sure.
But like, do you think he was like? You think he should have got 120 years in jail?
Oh, I don't know how much he got, but
He got-
probably something stuff.
I've been talking to the.
He's a lot of
the girl Nikki
Nikki
Klein.
the one that still likes him.
Yeah.
Oh,
So she
can you
follows
Google
me-
that? Nikki
She
Klein?
follows me
What's
and
the
Ryan.
background of The Vow? Because I don't know what
Oh,
you guys
so
are
The
talking
Vow
about.
is
For the
about
listeners.
the,
For the
the-
listeners.
the company called Nixium,
Oh,
which was
okay.
started
With the
by
branding?
Keith Raniere.
Yeah, with the sex
No,
cult and the girl from
CL.
Smallville.
Yeah, the girl from Small. No,
yeah.
it's Nikki Clyne. She follows me and Ryan. We were in Raleigh and we started watching the first season of it. And then I was like, you know what? This chick's familiar. And I was like, oh,
Yeah, she's still with him.
Oh my god,
she's
Allison. Yeah, that's the.
she
girl
was
from Smallville.
married to Allison Mack. I've been talking to her though.
So let's just give a real quick one before everyone at home.
She didn't go to jail. Only the two did. Only
She didn't go to jail. No.
So anyway, yeah, we're all over the story. For people that don't
Sex
know,
cult.
Nixium was this sort of a self-help potential group, and then it crossed the line between borderline religion and a community.
It's a sex cult. It's just like everything. It's just there was
It
a guy
always-
at the top of it, and he
Here's the
starts
problem.
fucking everybody.
This is the same with all of these cults. It's always just if the cult guy dies, people just carry on as a religion.
Yes.
So Jesus was banging everyone.
Oh, he was getting his dick real wet.
Jesus was cracking open everyone. You know he was. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were getting bent over. The Corinthians, more like come in, teens. Cut that. Don't ever let that.
Cut that.
Don't
Cut
let
that.
that. Do not let that. Do not. I will be ruined if that comes to.
timestamp that for me.
That was your Sam Bankman-Fried moment right there. That was- That's when the whole empire unraveled.
And the subscribers are just dropping.
Patreon crumbles. Yeah, so pretty much, but then eventually it all came to light, and then he had a weird little sort of a sex group within that thing. But all the women, there's like a borderline between. I'm sure this is what you're going to get into now, between like when is it a woman's choice and when are you coerced?
Of course.
And like, or any human's choice.
Well, because it's interesting because the first season is like, first off, the first season was so long, but they talk about it, and there's like this guy who's like Mark Vicente dude who's like clearly in love with him.
Yeah.
And he's like this jilted lover guy, even though he's like not gay, but he probably is. And then
he definitely fell in love with him. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, but yeah, it's like this whole. But the first season is they're all like he's a bad guy, and the second season is kind of like, hey, maybe he's not so bad of a guy.
Well, you start hearing it from the point of view from
people who defend
his
it.
lawyer. Yeah, his defender.
Yeah, who
And
that
then-
lawyer was also Shkreli's lawyer, actually.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. We're starting to see a fucking link in your life, dude.
Are you a fucking CIA operative, dude?
I'm Canadian, or am I?
Danny's one follower
He's Mossad.
removed from Danny's.
I'm Mossad, yeah.
You're like,
Let's start that rumor, please.
so this Nikki Klein, who was an actress, she still likes him and still dating him.
Yeah.
And she claims his innocence.
I was
Still
talking.
dating
I
the
was
leader?
talking to her about it. No, she's not dating him, but she still supports him, and she's trying to like. And she's saying all the like. I was talking to her. She's saying all this stuff is like made up, and
not true.
there was like all these. What is it?
What was that noise?
Yeah, where'd that come from? What was it?
I said it's not true.
Oh, you did that? We thought that was like
His voice.
something.
I got soundboard voice.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was playing from the video where she was just. I was scared for a second. I was like,
Stop talking about
I literally thought something was hacking into us.
He's a nice man. He's a very sweet boy.
I thought the headphones were about to explode like that VR set. We're live on air. So you were talking to her. So
and I was talking to her, but she's saying like, yeah, you know, a lot of the stuff's made up. Like he got busted. One of the main things was for possession of child pornography or whatever, because they went and they found like someone sent him some nudes, and then like the metadata on photos said that like the date of it basically made this person underage. But then she's like saying that it was doctored, and there's like all these like former FBI agents, and they're like, yeah, it was doctored and all this stuff. And she's saying like it's not. I don't know who to believe. She definitely seems like watching it.
I'm not gonna
watching it. She's like really like, yeah, she's still in.
Yes, but a lot of them are still in.
But also it's like, what am I gonna believe? I'm always gonna believe the dogs. You know,
this guy seemed to be. This guy seemed to be from a young age. He was into. Like NLP and sort of mind control techniques from a very young age. And he was always a bit of a psychopath.
Oh, he's a psychopath.
He's an absolute.
No, he's not. I'm not saying this guy's a good guy.
He's a god.
He looks insane.
He has a god complex.
But he had everybody around him just like we're like your god.
Yes.
How do you not get a god complex?
But he also trained them to treat him like that, and then it was like
good for him.
These guys, I know. I honestly, everyone talks about people like this, like they're like, fuck that guy. It's like the amount of effort it would take to have that many slaves.
I mean, the fact is imagine a chick was at the head of this, and then there was a bunch of dudes who got brands. Like you're like, this would not be a story.
Yeah,
there would be no criminal proceedings. There would be no story. Like if this chick was just getting plowed by her harem of 20 guys, and they all had brands on them. We would just be like,
to get Elsie in here.
I don't know.
You gotta look at it, but
we would just be like fucking simps. Like that would be it. Like we'd be like, you simps.
But if you look
She's
at
mid, bro.
If you look at the overall, the amount of people that use the company, the vast majority of people are chicks, because chicks walk in. Chicks walk in because the guy
and they're all actors and shit too. Tons of actors.
Yeah.
That stuff. But again, they're just, but they say they're like, we had thousands of people signed up for it, and like you can find 5 people who have like an issue with it.
Nancy Saltzman. Yeah. If you like, I love it. I'm gonna do a thing of her. I was walking around the house the other day pretending to be her. See just these videos. I want to get a wig and be like, let's say you experience something negative.
It's actually a very good
There's a way for us to reprogram your mind to feel a different thing. So you got raped. You could boo-hoo. Or you could say, hey, I'm not going to let that define my life. Here at Nixium.
Part of me actually wants to I want to see the course materials. Some of it, you go like, there must be something here.
Yeah, I need a syllabus.
One of the things that they do when they sit down with someone, it was lifted from the Scientology thing. You know the Scientology thing? With
put you in a dark room or some shit?
An audit, yeah. So they would do the audit during this live seminar, and they would pick up on little body language stuff, and then they would teach you that you're sad because of a thing that they kind of made up.
But everybody shows up there sad. They're there because they're sad.
First of all, if you remember the last season, they have a very quick screening of like if you got any doubt, they tell you to leave. Mm-hmm. So like immediately they separate half the people that walk in. Half of the people leave straight away because they're like, they convince you, go get the fuck out.
They get the free thinkers out.
Yeah, and then you got these people who walk or sit around, and then they'll do this neuro-linguistic programming to fucking wire your fucking. That NLP stuff is nuts. The like fucking, if you really your whole life dedicated to like the fucking body language and all that stuff, and yeah,
it is crazy though to watch just like how, for especially like someone like Nancy, because she, the new season she's got a ankle monitor, and her life is just completely in shambles. But then they show these videos from like 5 years ago when she was like on top of the world.
Yeah,
and it's just crazy to see. Just like good for anybody to just be like, man, this shit could fucking change so fast. It's
fucking fun to watch. It's a fun watch to just see how these people got gobbled up by this fucking guy.
I can't believe it's 2 seasons long.
No, because the first season was just when
first season could have been 3 hours.
The first season ends with him getting arrested.
Okay. Yeah.
I like the first season. I'm not
too long though.
Yeah, it was a lot of episodes, but it's still good to.
And there's a lot of shady shit. So because we were watching it and we're like, because it bounces all over time wise.
Yeah.
Like you could be like 2006, 2015, and they don't say what year it is. You can tell because they look different. But then she's like, a lot of the voice stuff, phone calls, she's like, those were actors reenacting, and they don't say that. They make you think you're listening to a real phone call. And she's like, Nikki's like, yeah, they're not.
Interesting.
Those were like reenacted phone calls and stuff. Like she's like in the beginning in court when they're like, Mr. Ranieri, do you understand? Like that she's like, those were actors. That wasn't real.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have a fucking
reenactment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shady.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Like, but then he also had that ex-girlfriend of his because he started dating some girl who was in high school, left her for the friend, and then the girlfriend started out his multi-level marketing company.
Yeah, that chick, I know. And then he tried to ruin her life or something.
And then she ended up getting fucking shot in the head. She committed suicide in a car. Do you not remember that?
No.
Do you not remember his ex-girlfriend? Yeah.
No, the ex-girlfriend with the one with the kid?
Gina something. Keith Raniere, say ex-girlfriend suicide, Gina something.
When was this?
This was years before. This was before Nixie. This was back when he had his company.
Because there's the ex-girlfriend who's in the first season.
It's Gina something. No.
And she's like
Gina Hutchinson. See, this is Keith's. This is his first girlfriend that ended up with a fucking bullet wound in the head.
Interesting. Well, if she probably just couldn't live without. Again, she couldn't live without him.
So one of the things that they did was
checks out.
One of the things that they did was that he had one of his, I don't know, these girls that he was banging anyway, who he had been grooming, whatever.
Yeah.
Can
you groom an adult?
I think you could buy a girl stuff so that she marries you.
That's grooming?
No, I don't. But I think
you know what I'm saying. Like the terms get used so loosely, where you're like, can you like when the guy from Arcade Fire and these girls were like, I was 20 and he was grooming.
That's
me.
crazy. Yeah.
You're like, can you be groomed by an adult?
Yeah.
I think once you're an adult, there's no more grooming. You're just playing the game that we're all playing.
In the eyes of the law.
People are trying to fuck you over. And
I do think you can be coerced in terms of like and blackmailed and stuff like that.
Yeah, blackmail, no question. Blackmail is, very
well, that's what a lot of the
straightforward
stuff was.
law.
Like,
all the blackmail that they did, the collateral.
all the blackmail that they did, yeah.
I mean, that was certainly...
That was definitely blackmail.
That was certainly shady.
I would call the blackmail.
Certainly did a lot of shady illegal things.
Yeah, but he had this one girl, and as punishment, they locked her in like a room type of thing, as like a punishment thing, and she ended up like staying in that room with nothing else. It was a blacked out dark room for like, and just a 1-inch mattress. She lived there for like 2.5 years.
What?
I swear this was
this is Nexium?
This is Nexium.
They didn't talk about that.
They did, I swear.
In the first season?
They definitely talked about it. Yeah.
About a girl in a room for 2.5 years?
Yeah, it was huge.
How did I miss that?
But you might not have even got to the end of the season because it was so long.
I watched it. We watched all 9 episodes.
It was a huge one. It all became apparent at the end. Anyway, but the whole point was that eventually one day she just said, fuck it, I'm leaving, and just like walked out of the house and walked out of the room. But it was like, she was an illegal immigrant, so they kind of had her convinced that like her world would end if she left, and it was like, so she's
that's pretty
they definitely fucking fucked her up. But again, at the same time, it's like at any moment you could have just walked out.
Yeah, but she's like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the way they talk is it's 30 years of setting this stuff in motion, 30 years of little just I'm the man, and if you go against us, you get punished and all this type of weird shit. I don't know.
It's pretty fucked up.
I just feel like
that's where everybody goes wrong, is just fuck people you don't work with.
It's the fucking and the workplace.
It's literally, if you could just keep your dick out of these chicks, you would have this huge thing. You'd still be the god. Like if he was just gay, problem solved. If he's just like grossed out by chicks.
No, because then you're into fucking a lot of kids.
That's true.
Gay guys are gay. They do. Look, I'm sorry.
It's a depraved
lifestyle. Being gay is a gateway drug to kids. I'm telling you. There's no guy fucking a 14-year-old boy who's not fucking an adult man. Right?
Yeah.
These are just
logic.
This is just the way it works. Yeah. It's a gateway drug. Sorry.
Don't apologize to me.
It's consensual.
What are you, Mayo Yiannopoulos? It's fine. If a 14-year-old wants to fuck a grown man.
But that's it. Every time you see it with these cults, it's always just like, oh shit, man, I'm sorry, I gotta go fuck this.
Yeah, it's the one thing. It's just like, well, you're a god, so then everybody wants to fuck you.
What they do is a lot of them will do just like, man, come here to me, Todd. You're loving the cult, and he's like, yeah. I go, look, you're not gonna like this. I just got off the phone with God. Yeah. He wants me to fuck your wife. Like, are you kidding me? It's like, look, Janine, I love Janine, and I love you. I actually hate sex.
Yeah, it's like she's like a sister to me. This is gonna be gross,
but Todd, God said I gotta fuck your wife and your daughter. Sorry, I know she's 12, but listen.
Ideally, at the same time,
it's a big man.
Yeah,
your shit falls down.
That wasn't even a God thing, too. They made him into God.
Yeah,
there was not even a religious aspect. They're just like, this guy, the way they would look at him.
Yeah,
he was mesmerized.
And he had all this shit made up about him. It was great though because he pretended to be a karate champion.
Yeah, I know that.
And he would like he pretended that he had a black belt. He told them all he had a black belt in
and all the volleyball too.
So he loved beach volleyball.
Dude, he loved indoor volleyball.
Every Wednesday night he would play, and he would like act as if he was the best. And like if someone got a point, it was like that was out.
It's like Kim Jong Un.
Dude, he would literally be like that was out, and they're like, was it? And he goes, penance.
There's 10 laps.
You gotta accept when you're wrong.
He had to be like dosing them or something, right?
No,
like,
he was just like
mentally. He just, dude. Honestly,
he was just playing chess while they were all playing.
Those like chicks looked at him the way my dog looks at me.
Yes, yeah,
like legit. Like I was like they're just like,
yeah.
That's
had them
fucking
all.
wild.
But you know, because he learned all this like he learned a lot of
like the men that stare at goats type shit. Yeah.
The men that stare at goats.
You ever see that movie?
I remember it. Yeah, but I never watched that.
Yeah, it's like some mind control stuff.
But yeah, so he learned all the mind control stuff, got into the NLP, met the Nancy Salzman girl, created this company. He also got into multi-level marketing, which was a part of this whole thing too, because it was just like, he just learned how to constantly, and then eventually, of course, the hair grows out, the beard grows out, the very Jesus-like thing.
Yeah. He just was a master manipulator, like.
And pure sociopath, just fucking incredible.
Yeah, big time.
Like incredible brain. Like it's the amount of work and effort to go through all that.
Yeah, I hope he gets out.
You think so? Think that
maybe him and Sam Bankman-Fried can team up?
You think he should be out?
No.
Imagine being. I would honestly.
I don't think he should have got 120 years in jail though. That seems excessive.
I don't know, but I do think. Well, it was a Nico.
Rico. Yeah.
Sorry, Nico. We say Nico.
Nico is that dude you fucked.
Nico Cotto.
We say the Nico whenever someone gets cancelled for the N-word. We call that a Nico act.
Yeah, hit with the Nico act.
He goes, oh shit, he's got an indictment against him. They're building up a Nico indictment. Yeah, so they had the Rico act, and once you have the Rico, it compounds all the crimes, right? You get like everyone's crime within the company, all that type of shit.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I love watching this stuff.
Have you seen the Murdochs? That one? The HBO documentary?
Rupert
No. The Murdoch family from South Carolina or whatever.
It's real, is it?
It's real. It's pretty fucked up. It's like this family who they're like basically like kings of this tiny
they're politicians.
Town. They're solicitors. They're like the lawyers, but then and then they're like this whole thing is really fucked up. It's on in Low Country, South Carolina. They were just like the top shit in this like tiny town. This like family that ran this place, and there was like all this fraud and murders and
wow.
It was on HBO?
It's on HBO Max.
Sounds banging.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I saw the ad for it, but then I thought the way it ended, I thought it might have been like a fictional. Like a TV,
No, it's real.
Wow.
It's real, yeah, and like the fucking.
It reminds me of the family in Fargo.
Kind of, it is like the dad tried to like have himself killed.
Oh yeah,
and then it was like he like basically got a guy he knew to kill him for the insurance money, and then like it didn't. He got shot, but like he didn't get in the head, didn't get killed. and then he just like, and then the guy gets arrested, and the dad like won't say like I put him up to it. And the guys, the whole thing is fucked. And he had their whole family is totally fucked, and like it's pretty wild. It is good shit.
I'm definitely gonna check that out. Listen, Danny Polishchuk.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for joining the Colum Tyrrell Podcast.
I'm, you know what? I'm glad I could lost all that money, just so I could come on here.
Tell us what's going on. Yeah. Still half the people listening to this going, what the fuck is crypto?
Honestly, that's the best position you could take, is just be like, what is this nonsense? Yeah. Not for me.
I appreciate it. Obviously, check out the BoysCast. Check out Low Value Mail on his YouTube channel.
Bathhouse.
Bathhouse.
Yeah. Thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you.